mid one gets like super farmed, right?
Yeah, that is definitely a problem. Mid one starts to build a lead. This hero's so good at snowballing. Lane we haven't really talked about as of yet is Miracle and GH down bottom. That Earth Spirit and Leshrac trying to stand up against the Omni Knight. Weehaw again gonna take some of those pot shots. But yeah, kind of an interesting little roll in as we see Zai just gonna waltz away.
And same mid lane, they're threatening with Yapsor here. Weehaw getting pretty low. Just waiting to see if they can find that one moment. The Astral was just coming up here. Need the block off.
They have the setup for this perfectly with the Banishment running out. It's going to be the walk over from Yapsor and first blood drawn by the Earthshaker.
As is tradition for Yapsor, he will take the most gold possible at the very beginning of the game. And that's fully completed Tranquils, I believe, for him right now, actually. Already this early, not opting for those earlier Soul Ring builds.
Okay. We'll have to watch and wait and see how that goes for him, but obviously in this top lane as well, Nisha and Witch Doctor just going to try and lay out whatever damage they can, but there is a wraparound that's coming up top as well, as we do see Yapsor move over into position, try and save Puppey, who again was just taking a beating.
Puppey's just like, can I please just get to level 2? I can get this double heal action going on where you can really abuse some mechanics. But he's struggling to get there. Just one more creep. Oh, life's good now. And we'll have a pause just to consider exactly. Of course, we got some sort of a technical issue that they'll work on. But yeah, Secret keeping the cards close to their chest throughout that draft, right? Some questions of exactly what was going to happen with this IO as they picking through their heroes. We weren't exactly sure where he was going to wind up. Is he going to be the core? Is he going to be the support? It was kind of sketchy throughout it, but then with that final pick in the Earthshaker, they did fully confirm that it would be this core IO once again. And you heard Sunbi say after their first game earlier today while they were playing it, he just said, yeah, you know, it's Nisha. He can play it, so we play it.
Totally.
Very, very firm response.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like, it sometimes just comes down to that. The player feeling confident on a particular hero saying, I can do this, I can win for my team, understanding the matchup and making it happen. You can see already 79% win rate here at this tournament for the IO. That is absolutely insane.
IO and Alchemist. Whew. I don't know. I look forward to seeing if someone can defeat it, because for me, this core IO has just looked ridiculous. As far as I know, the core IO hasn't lost. It's only been support IO that's taken the nosedives there, mostly with like IO Gyro and stuff, who isn't quite the same matchup it used to be.
No, definitely not. And I think a lot of that comes down to the change of the Aghanim Scepter talent, but you know, these core players, they're saying, all right, let's just pick up that Aghanim Scepter, get ourselves farming away like crazy, and then eventually we're going to be able to take over this game. Oftentimes, though, that does sort of go hand in hand with a lot of other heal, which is why you're seeing that Witch Doctor get taken here for the Voodoo Restoration later on, as well as the Omni Knight having some more spam out there of the heals and status resistance and all that other good stuff.
And we talked a lot about Secret's draft, but on the side of Liquid too, I feel like I haven't seen GH play Earth Spirit in a while. He was picking up at Epicenter, but at least I haven't caught any of his games here where he's been on the hero. But this is one of his big ones, right? This is like his top 3. I think he's even played it more than his Keeper of the Light, which is one of those like most iconic ones that you even think about when it comes to GH. So the man's got a mean green machine, and currently after Zai there, the blocks.
Seeing if they can get the rundown, but it's not quite going to happen. They have the Split Earth afterwards if they manage to hit it. But Zai just gets on his little tippy toes and walks away. Ain't no problem.
And yeah, those Tranquils do indeed get delivered to Yapsor in the mid lane. So going to use that newfound speed to rotate around here.
Weehaw comes in with his other Meepo and able to try and scare some of those last hits, but so far mid one 13-6, just giving him the business here in the mid lane. And Arcane Orb trade-off there as Yapsor moves into position. They killed off Zai elsewhere.
Yeah, we were watching mid, of course, because you can see they're obviously going for that gank, but looks like Zai goes down after salving back up. Had only used one more Tango, so hadn't quite gotten back up to full HP there, and Miracle finds the kill with GH.
Weehaw definitely knows that Yapsor is over here. He has not shown back up one of the other lanes. Can't anticipate that this movement is over from the Earthshaker, but mid one not wanting to go fear of reprisal. And IO up top.
Yeah, got quite a bit of harass on him, but in the end, you have to get that like perfect chain stun lockdown happening there. As long as you know he has the tether up, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Absolutely. Up that ring of Silius as well as Yapsor again going to make this move up here towards the north. The pull gets off, and Yapsor trying to make things happen. Was able to get that early kill, but now kind of just raking related to running around with Tranquils trying to make stuff happen.
Yeah, he's gonna check the rune. GH rolled all the way home, and so he's now gonna TP back down to the bottom shrine and then roll to check the bottom rune. And the 50-50 coin flip goes the way of Yapsor. Secures a haste rune in the top and immediately starts rushing his way there. Pretty fearsome trio. He wants to try and find something.
It'd be nice for him. Already getting the spirits rolling, but he's heading back towards mid again. So yeah.
It looks like he's trying to find Kuro, right? He's checking inside that radiant jungle. He's like, are there stacks in here? What are they doing? But Kuro, well, he's in the dire jungle, and he is actually spotted by an observer ward, so they do know that he's up here.
Gonna have some of that experience. Kuro already level 3 on the Chen. Off to a hot start, has that headdress as well. So he is pretty farmed. And right now, it's mainly just Yapsor that's sitting bottom of the pack in terms of levels. Just full win still.
And you're gonna have mid one takeover in terms of the net worth. I know the last hits are back and forth, but you got yourself a Meepo who's in the jungle, right? So as much as we see the last hits being close, you know that you're getting more when you're getting those lane creeps as long as the numbers are even. The problem is soon the numbers unlikely to be even, right? Great denies there from mid one to try and slow down the XP gain of the Meepo, which is always important, but it's Meepo time. He's already stacking camps right now in that jungle.
And that's why you see the trade-off there of 3 bounty runes over as well for just the 1 of Secret. More emphasis on the lanes, it feels like, for Team Secret, while Liquid taking advantage of the other resources around the map. And Mind Control level 4, the first wave of catapults coming in, and Chen in the area. I feel like they could get a little bit aggro.
He's putting a message down. Observer ward. We're going to be busy up here. That's what that says.
Meantime, though, just tethered up with Puppey. They're not really that afraid, and the overcharge comes out. While the cask bounce hits onto a creep. Very long timer on the stun for that one. And again, relatively so sorry. Does he feel like you need to get a lot done with the Chen early on at this point in time?
I would say it's almost like the 3 heroes almost feel the pressure of the Earthshaker, the Earth Spirit, as well as the Chen, right? Witch Doctor sitting in lane feels good. That's what you do. Keep my carry going. But these other heroes, like you feel like you have this potential. You know? So when I'm not making these big plays, I get a little bit dismayed. I don't know if they are right now, but they understand their game plan, right? They're most likely playing for that 10-minute mark where we have the double tome come out. There's not as many concerns as there used to be for getting that XP with a double tome for supports like this. So probably just gonna be a little bit of a slow one here, as Meepo, at least because of that, is gonna get a lot of space to farm in the jungle.
And you did see no boots built for Weehaw, going for the quad Wraith Bands, picking up one of those couriers, since they did have the ward spotting out the direction of their jungle. And still only 200 gold behind the OD after this laning stage.
Yeah. So what I do like about the Shaker versus the Meepo in this sort of a matchup, though, will be if he can just get a Fisher block onto the Meepo and just give like a little bit of space to the OD, that sanity is still gonna be big, right?
Okay.
We talk about like Meepo does buy a bunch of stats, sure, but he mostly buys that. You know, maybe the Scythe and Sav, you get a little bit int here and there, but you're stacking quad Wraith Bands right now, so there is a chance if mid one gets those big items that he can still blow them up. But the problem is if Meepo gets the initiation, it's gonna be bad news bears.
Yeah, particularly around like that hex timing or whatever. And Weehaw's completely been obstructed so far, it feels like. Mind Control still sitting back, can hold on to this lane, keep it under pressure and make sure that they don't get too much onto the tower as Kuro. A little bit of trouble with the Maledict down, the Paralyzing Cask as well. Chase comes with the heal. Good fissure to interrupt. They still try and run him down, but they pulled in Miracle, and that's going to be enough to find the kill onto Puppey, though Kuro will fall. Both captains go down. Yeah,
good fissure there to cause the balls to just kind of like stack up like that, right? It was like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Clapped it onto a couple of them there with the help of Maledict.
But another nice part of that Chen, of course, is the ability to pull in heroes. And well, Puppey, you came to the wrong neighborhood, mister. Is
guys,
just gonna run at him.
They might have a ward. Just throwing it out there. It was nighttime, so I think he thought he was safe from the creep vision. And instantly punished there. So that's going to be some tower pressure. And they do have BSJ's boy in the dead lane. It's the Tide. I mean, you plant this guy there. It's the most dangerous part of the map is where teams maybe like to rotate down, trade that tower. Tide, he's going to be okay. Yeah. He can set up for the counter rotation because you're using that Chen, like you pointed out, to bring a hero in. What does that mean? That hero still has a teleportation scroll. So you try and go on this Tide Hunter. He gets that Kraken off, and suddenly release the Kraken. Y'all get comboed by his allies TP in.
Release the Kraken indeed. Ravage, obviously a terrifying ability. These early goings. Kuro can do that pull in if they need to, if they want to defend that tier 1 tower. But for now, at least, Liquid just going for a little bit of an invade into jungles. They find Nisha coming back in.
Always slippery.
With that relocate, and now the chase down coming from Zai as they look to try and fall for this one. Paralyzing cast. Only going to connect on the Miracle, but that might be enough because, well, the rest of Secret is here.
Yeah.
And they kill him off.
Close to finding that kill on the Nisha. Just not able. He like tried to next level the play, I think, with the split earth. The Nisha just went like right towards the Leshrac, thinking hopefully he doesn't stomp his own feet. So they instantly deward the Observer that was there to try and keep an eye on Nisha farming because they know how the strategy works. We've seen several teams do it. He just wants to be in this little triangle, or, well, I guess it's quad. Of course, we usually think of the triangle down here.
Right.
This can be a rhombus or something. I don't know. I need some geometry classes. But either way, that's where he's going to be. Trapezoid. I think it's a trapezoid. I'm going to go with that.
You're so good at math.
Thank you. I'm a geography, which is very close to sounding like geology. Wait, what? That's not the right one either.
It's beautiful.
Geometry. I knew I had it.
So 3-3 so far. It is kind of an interesting little dynamic too, using that relocate to be able to get back to base, pick up some more items. Of course, now Nisha having that complete Helm of the Dominator, he's just going to start running around and finding GH. Pearl Boulder not going to quite get there in time to interrupt, but it will still punch.
What a scratch. Anna, what have you done? I mean, this mug is just hoofing it. Look at him go.
He's a monster. Terrifying, terrifying.
It kind of looks like Slacks when he's late to a segment. That's pretty much how he runs around the arena.
Not wrong. Oh, God. Well, already the Kaya completed now for the OD. Miracle in the mid lane, trying to push this one out another time. Again, you look at this lineup, wanting to make stuff happen early. You've got the 4 points up in Diabolic Edict. You've got the Chen creeps there to help soak up damage as they are going to rotate now. Move Zai into the area, and that kind of puts the kibosh on the pressure.
Well, I feel like Zai's been playing down there for a long time, too, with mid, right? Where they were maybe hoping to force this tower, find anything up top. Now Puppy forced the toss with the Maledict.
Bit of a net moving in. They will finally collapse there onto the Witch Doctor, who will just get dropped. Weehaw finding the final touch.
And they're still pressuring mid. I mean, they're grabbing a kill up top, but it's not necessarily slowing down the rest of Liquid. They are keeping that Edict pressure on. They say, bring all of your heroes or we're not stopping.
Moving in for it. Do they get the deny? At the very least, they will. Omni Knight Zai makes it happen. Now the Magnetize on Go the Heavenly Great, but Midwood just drops. They find the kill, and now Zai trying to turn this one back around. Miracle is still living with a decent manifold. Echo's still connecting, but it's not enough damage. Weehaw lives through it. They roll through again, and Liquid making it happen. They take down Yapsor as well, possibly running through the trees, trying to run away. They know he's in there, and the net's eventually going to find the kill.
So GH winds up with the double kill as he takes Zion. Yapsor, Kuro gets the kill onto mid one, and Weehaw takes the kill onto Poppy. So Secret dropping all over the map. And they, you know, not even just tier 1 tower damage, they're going to take some damage on to tier 2.
I mean, this is...
Hello? Anybody?
Damage coming out from Meepo at this stage of the game. They just use Echo Slam. This is 11 minutes now as they pressure onto this tier 2 tower.
And my control's still sitting here with Ravage.
Haven't had to use it.
They know there's no sanities.
The net.
This is looking like some Alchemist Dota.
It is a monster. They just take that tower, back out afterwards.
Oh, pressure on Yapsor, I think, this game to try and get that blink. I mean, the blink's not an end-all, be-all sort of an item here, of course, versus the Meepo. You still need a lot of follow-up damage, but he is racing towards it, already up to 1,250 gold.
And in a way, it just feels like the bigger thing he needs to is just levels. Like getting up to that level 2 Echo, if at all possible, which is obviously a far way away. He's the lowest level in the game, though. You just don't have the control or the damage to deal with it. And another tower taken.
I feel like I see a bunch of Liquid gather around a tower, and it falls, and then instantly they're just somewhere else. Yeah. Right? This Chen, he still has Divine Favor ready for any of these Meepos if he needs it. GH is actually going to TV top to try and support Weehaw, but he doesn't even need it. He just solo killed Nisha.
Dude, this is...
That's a lot of gold.
This is disgusting. They're just running it over and over. And again, this is before that first big item comes from Weehaw. When he gets the E-Blade, the amount of damage that you pick up on it is absurd.
I am definitely a big fan of the position 1 Leshrac, something that China's been doing quite a bit over the past couple months, right? They love to flex this hero across all the roles and all the lanes. I mean, this guy, probably the only true hero I feel like that can be played 1 to 5 right now. And it feels good to me. It just the ability to pressure like this and just take down towers with such ease gives you so much strength into that mid game if you can keep it.
Fissure for what? As Liquid take a 5,000 gold lead at 13.5 minutes. They have not taken their foot off the pedal, and Secret have not come up with an answer. Well, now the question becomes, where do you go from here? Possibly up towards that tier 1 tower, I guess, invade the jungle. Do you need to set up Ferocious early?
Right, well,
what the hell do you do?
Secret, they know. They've seen the IO, right?
Okay.
We've had games exactly like this. The first games that the carry IO came out, I heard Grant and Kyle on BSJ, and they're just like, guys, they're really losing with this core IO. How does this thing work? And, well, eventually it kicked into place, right? And to get the level 15 talent, once you have the Aghanim Scepter, those are massive tools to actually get some damage out from this hero. So, Secret, they're trying to get there as fast as they can. Taking away this space is super important because knocking down towers makes it harder for Nisha to farm, so that's partly why he's so far down on the net worth chart.
This is so important right here as well. Moving in and taking the first Roshan.
There's no way they're getting in on this one.
I mean, the Meepo being able to pick up this Aegis is just so key. And actually, Puppey might just die. He's getting hit by an illusion. You can poof onto those afterwards. Is Puppey going to get controlled up for the moment as GH still has him in his sights, and they're going to be able to poof in afterwards if they want. Yeah. As Roche already goes down, Weehaw finds Puppey, and now an Aegis, an E-Blade. Weehaw is doing whatever he damn pleases.
Bounty.
All right, so E-Blade, this game, what do we have? Yapzor, he's still 400 gold away-ish from that Blink Dagger, so Planetfall gonna have to figure it out pretty soon here. They want to stay in this one. Mid one's BKB, gonna be a good tool to try and actually fight into these engagements. He's still gonna be backed up by Zai there on the Omni. He's trying to split push, get away from this, but you can see, I mean, I think 37% is a little generous considering like the pace at which Liquid are going, but that's basically the idea of respecting the high ground, right? It is hard to go high ground versus some of these heroes. But mostly it's just hard to not give away big streaks as Zai.
I mean, look at this damage that comes out. He's just gonna get rooted afterwards. They have the E-Blade there, continuing to control this Omni as he tries to hide away. And well, I don't think that this juke is eventually going to work as they find Zai and kill him off. I mean, right now, the Meepo has 150 damage base. That's more than any of the heroes on Secret. And he's got a bunch of them. He's got more than a few, Trent.
Yeah, he's got a whole crew. Oh, the whole crew also going to run into mid one here, who it's...
Oh, God, not again. Mid one trying to run. Mind control. He can chase down with the Ravage if he wants to. He knows there's no Astral. Mid one in a pickle as they run him down. Ravage going to be split earth afterwards. This is destruction.
I am a fan of that Ravage. Don't give him any opportunity for some big sanities on you because you got 27 int right now. No thanks. Finish it off, set up the split earth easy, take us high ground, and you know that guy's going for a BKB. He just bought it.
They are owning and taking down the tier 3 tower. Nisha just hoping to try and hold off, if at all possible. Still 500 gold away from that Aghanim Scepter on the IO as Liquid hit their timing just that much harder.
Wow, I can't
Secret.
wait to see how strong IO Aghanims is. Because if it can bring you back from this, it is truly busting.
And they're trying, they're hoping, they're waiting. Creeps are coming in just a moment, and Weehaw still holding on, not at all afraid.
I mean, Nisha is relocating the farm waves.
Okay, the Fissure already thrown out. They used Death Ward, but there's nothing there for the follow-up. Astral used as well. Now Mid-One in a lot of trouble. They're healing back up from the Ransack, not doing enough damage. Isn't quite enough. They can't even kill him off once. Hand of God comes out. Secret is getting completely run over.
The balls are online.
Are you kidding me? Possibly. They need it right now more than anything. The roll through as well. Zai, they try to take down Weehaw. He is gonna pop. But in the meantime, Secret now. Can you kill him a second time? Round 2, ding ding. And Secret not ready for the fight.
Barracks have fallen. No sorcery.
He's trying to drive them back, but indeed they will have to just give up that mid lane of Rax.
Zai gets the deny at least. Some small
Liquid? Oh, okay. I like this. They want to test it themselves, I think.
All right.
How good is this thing? You know, what can Nisha really do here? They don't have Ravage. They do have the pipe, though, on Mind Control. And I believe, as you saw earlier in the IO game, it was about 90% of the damage from Nisha was magical.
It's a scary moment. They're scouting with that Helm creep. And again, how often have we seen teams fall to the high ground push?
Well, they didn't fall that time.
That's
for sure.
Enough.
But there will be some more high ground pushes out here from Liquid.
And I think that's why you see Liquid hold back there. You know, wait for your next round of items to come online. They've already got a 10,000 gold lead. They've got the Aegis a while ago. They're ready to go again.
Yeah, next big items will be the BKB for Miracle, so he can try and play up in the fights alongside Weehaw, who is going for that Scotty to give him some more balanced stats here.
Uh-oh. Mr. Zai, they don't quite catch him, but Weehaw now spots him out, and the root's going to be there. Zai is also going to be in trouble as they will just beat him down into the ground. Team Secret just getting rolled on by GH and Liquid as a whole. They came to play today.
It did indeed. Is Nisha still just struggling? I mean, he's the big thing, right? You just want to see, can he get to 15? Can he add that additional spirits damage there?
It's gonna be a grind, but it does feel like this possibly could be the answer for the IO draft.
Oh, just play Meepos?
Just hit harder.
Play faster is certainly, I think that's what we saw tried earlier today too, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true. I thought they were going to try and play faster, and then they last picked a Medusa, so that was not what was attempted by VG Gaming. Liquid kind of flipping that last pick here with the Meepo instead, and Indeed playing very fast. I mean, they kind of telegraphed it even with the Leshrac and the Chen, right? If you knew what was coming here. No surprises for Team Secret.
Well, right now, Io about 800 experience away from getting that level 15 talent. And he is going to TP back now to try and help.
There's a tome in the base. I think it's his.
Yeah, that's what that's going to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Puppy. Oh, Puppy even buys for. Wow. The support life, I tell you, in a pro game is really rough.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? In this game, very emblematic of things being rough. Well, I mean, does it really even make that much of a difference
I don't know. I want to say no, but I don't want to doubt this thing anymore.
Been burned too many times by the core IO. I mean, it's a Scotty done on Weehaw right now. He is so far ahead. Another 5,000 gold item above the next core on Team Secret.
There's just really big timings coming up, right? The BKB, the next Aegis, all of that should be coming together for Liquid. I don't think anything in that same window will be as powerful for Secret now the IO's already reached level 15.
Right.
So if you're Liquid, you just hold out, control the plateau, keep both those mid and top lanes going in your favor, control Secret, use the lanes for information, as well as these great wards, by the way, that are just outside the Secret base, right? It is spotting exactly what they're trying to do. They know when they're going up to top of farm. You can see they're trying to de-ward right now from Secret. Maybe wondering exactly how Liquid know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, you need to just try and reestablish that vision, if at all possible. But so tough to make happen against this lineup.
And yeah, Miracle nearly into that BKB. Mind control now with the Blink Dagger there too on that Tidehunter. And even GH has almost completed his BKB.
Yeah, this is terrifying. They have it on the OD you're talking about, but it doesn't feel like it's really going to be enough at this point. They need the Sanity's Eclipse to be huge. Yapstor is getting closer to that level 12, which could make a bit of a difference, but that's predicated upon Meepo being in a position where he's going to get echoed poorly.
I mean, for reference, he's got what, 100? He's got 112 in there. Quick maths, no problem. On the OD, and our Meepo is way up there. He's at 91. So it's like Sandys does nothing to me. Yeah, is the point we're at here with all these. It's little bits of int all the way, but it's still a lot more than most heroes get, especially most Agi heroes, right? Yeah.
Well, and now the one plus side of this, if your Team Secret is
you found a plus side. This I'm excited for.
So, oftentimes, you know, BKBs, they get countered by the Earthshaker because he's got that instant initiation. And now, speaking of which, Yapstor back behind. He can jump in if he wants to. Thinking about it, he should open up. Chase the Echo Slam. Is it quite going to be enough? They have the Ravage to try and turn it. Weehaw so freaking low, but not looking quite low enough. They do manage to kill him off, but they lose the Earthshaker and the IO. Mid one falling low. The Help Stomp it connects as well as they all are getting torn apart. Nisha ended up buying back into this fight, and Miracle trying to take him down. Isn't going to be quite enough. Yule Scepter left up at the very last second to keep Miracle alive. Puppy wanting to take down the mid from Liquid, and he does die to the Maledict. 3 gone. Zai, the last one left alive, but the buyback comes. They know there are buybacks coming from Secret.
Jeez, Puppy played his hard on that fight. He actually did so much damage on the Witch Doctor, 4,798. He was only second to the OD.
And now the jump forward looking for a bit more. they've gone a bit too far, though. There's a fissure to open it up. They find the rolling boulder stun forward, and
they can't do it again. It's too much.
It's far too much. Weehaw taking a lot of damage.
He's got 27.
He's trying to make it work, but it's not quite there. Yapzor needs another fissure. The chase forward, looking for the finish, and my man hit one with one last astral, desperately trying to hold on. He does manage to get the walk away again, but the root's there. Turn around the BKB. He's actually looking through this one. Mid one, can he do it? The right click's coming through. It's all too much damage. Weehaw can just walk away again.
It is very cathartic to watch this IO strat be defeated by a Meepo with 30 HP regen. I'm not gonna lie. They just don't have the damage. If they don't have all of their tools available, there's no way they're gonna kill him. And so you just see this Meepo living with the divine favor, and I'm like, you know what? It's a little gross, but I can live with that. If it's versus the IO, because that has been the bread and butter of this strat, getting the IO to that ridiculous Aghanim's and then buffing someone up to a degree where they're just unkillable.
And right now, needing to come up with an answer to their own team's secret, Liquid just gonna run into the pit and try and finish off Roshan. In the meantime, Nisha can go for some split push plays with the relocate, but this is another Aegis, and now Cheese on Liquid as they find Yapzor. The one hero that was supposed to be a solace for them, but is not, as Miracle pops the BKB, and it's just gonna walk at him. Secret don't really have an answer as they chase forward, find the splitter there, a quick jump in for the save coming from Nisha. As they get the fissure, the follow-up is there, a lot of damage onto Mind Control, who is starting to drop with that Maledict down, might be enough for the Miracle. Also very fall forward, they do manage to bring down the line.
It looks like MC will get out. Oh, Curl's found.
Okay, and then follow-up.
They found themselves a fight without their Meepo. Perhaps Liquid just a bit too ahead of themselves there, going for some kills. Of course, they do also have plenty of time left on this Aegis and Cheese, and you could even argue these guys are up there just ensuring that nothing was going to be interfering at the same time. So not the worst for Liquid. Still obviously a gargantuan lead, but it is some solace for Secret to get a couple of kills here and know that they can bring down these heroes surrounding the Meepo.
Well, again, it was a buyback that came earlier from the Meepo where they didn't manage to get the other set of racks. So possibly a way that you could see a path to victory with Secret having all of their abilities up. But again, there's a tier 1 tower mid. It's just so hard to keep the pressure on. And
so you don't have to kill him 4 times.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, he's passed off the Cheese to Mind Control. So there you go. So Mind Control just making sure that he won't have any mana issues with the Sanities, I would reckon is one of the big reasons for this. He's even got a Mango now. Mind Control's got the big brain plays here. The watermelon, the mangoes, keeping a healthy diet for himself. And there is a smoke here from GH2 as they push out the lane. So yeah, they're gonna pop that. Head towards the Dire Jump.
Let's see what they can do. Liquid, at this point in time, wanting to hit Secret where it hurts and see if they can get that second set of racks.
Miracle in his natural habitat here, lying in wait. See if someone wants to poke at this wave and give him the old Yules.
Puppy walking around just cool as a cucumber. I would not be that cavalier with my movement if I was in this game, but well, the jump forward, and that's why Ravage connects onto all of them. They are going to be able to find the sides afterwards onto Zai, so no hope for a save. GA comes out finally as they try and get a turnaround. Roll forward coming from GA to control the rest of the fight. The E-Blade is there to make sure that none of the Meepos go down. Zai is control. Liquid still running forward. A buyback comes from the Witch Doctor, but with no OD, Liquid have a path towards victory here. Yeah, going to take down another set of racks.
Get your IO strat out of the game. Oh, no buyback. Weehaw, everything.
Find it everywhere you want. An ultra kill for Weehaw, who continues to just run ransack through this game. They're going to give him the rampage. No, stolen away by Miracle. He has to take one for himself this time around. As Liquid do not look phased in the least bit. No buybacks on any of these heroes. This is only Nisha and Yapzor left to defend. Tier 4 towers being assaulted. Ladies and gentlemen, stick a fork in them, because at least for this game, Secret are looking done as GG is called. My God, that was dominant.
Team Liquid, I can tell you, there is nothing we want to do more, I'm sure, than play Meepo on this stage. Brought back here again.
At least for this game, Secret are looking done as GG is called. My God, that was dominant.
Team Liquid, I can tell you, there is nothing we want to do more, I'm sure, than play Meepo on this stage. Brought back here again from the Shanghai Major. The last time he was up here and competing. and finds himself another victory. Liquid remaining undefeated as they move throughout the lower bracket.
I mean, that's really one of the craziest stories ever. Could you imagine the run? You think back again to this team's TI9 run, and it was the same type of thing, being dropped down so early on in the bracket and making that amazing run, and here even more so.
It's impressive to try and handicap yourself one round further. I have to give them credit. It does explain those group stage games.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see what happens in game number 2, but first, we got to head back to Shiva and the panel, see what they thought about that game number 1.
Yes, thank you very much, Trent and Lyrical. What a dominant performance from Team Liquid in game number 1 of this best-of-3 series. The winner will move on to be in the top 3 and, of course, in the lower bracket finals tomorrow. Loser will be eliminated 4th place. And before I'm going to let you guys break down the game and talk about these two teams, what are you doing? Oh,
I'm petting Mind Control's head. He did a good job.
Oh, okay, great. I'm actually looking forward to hearing what the draft panel thought on that first game. Hey, Kev.
Hey, so what was really important is that if you're trying to beat the IO, what you need to do is make the game accelerate in a big way and prevent him from getting gold. So what ended up happening was in this first team fight at the 7-minute mark, Kuro here on the Chen ended up teleporting in Lash. Lash is going to appear right here in a second, so keep an eye out for him. He pops in. He's now level 6 coming from the safe lane. He had a lot of golden experience that he got from being in a dual lane where he got to pressure the Omni. And after he got that rotation kill, he instantly starts pressuring the lane, which is really effective. And more importantly, he rotates around, Puppey TPs back in and gets killed instantly. So not only did he rotate into this lane, but he also set tempo by killing him and killing this tower immediately afterwards. That's a huge advantage because now they can move through the jungle. And with this jungle pressure, if you take a look over here, we ended up seeing a relocate coming from the IO. So what they're looking to do is trying to see which of these camps IO ends up coming back into, where the place that he ended up coming back to was over here. Miracle missed a crucial stun, but he instantly comes back from Fountain and he's already at like 40% health, which is going to decrease his farm speed. And he ends up dying in this, but it's still very good because if you look on the map, everybody else on Liquid is still farming. They're getting their gold and that's going to help them stay ahead of the IO. And now once he teleports back in, he's just running between the mid lane into the jungle to spot for the IO. They don't want to let him get any gold and he wants to keep putting Diabolic Edicts on this mid tower. So he keeps doing that and that's going to force secret rotations. At the end of this clip, the Omni Knight ends up having to teleport here and they use their glyph. So, in the next rotation over, look how many heroes are here. It's Miracle, and it's a support. And when this fight starts, Meepo TPs. They're doing this tower push, and they kill the tower with just 2 heroes. It ends up going well for them. They kill the OD, and now they're just in a rundown situation. So they end up staying ahead, killing all the outer towers, and that means that the IO just doesn't have a place on the map to farm. And that's why he wasn't able to snowball this game.
Yep. And the draft utilizes gold so efficiently. They're going high ground at 18 minutes. There's no Ags on the Wisp. They have a pipe, they have a mech. Meepo has 3 Wraith Brands and an E-Blade. It's about as if, like, as far as peaking at a certain timing, the entire Liquid draft is built to crush by 20 minutes, and that's exactly what they did.
You can also see by Miracle's playstyle, they understand the Wisp a little. A lot of teams are kind of using the Wisp on Dire a lot better than Radiant because of how the jungle works with Spirits. You can pull 2 large camps much easier. So since he's a Radiant, he's playing in the Dire jungle and stopping him from farming.
Yeah, well, that's why they won the game. I'll send it back over to Shiva.
All right, thank you guys. Indeed, that IO did not work out the way that Team Secret was expecting to. And I mean, we talk a lot about the IO and we talk about the Chen. Weeha's Meepo definitely showed up on the main stage there too. And again, it was Weeha that got kicked right after the Shanghai Major. We haven't really mentioned that, but there's a little bit of beef there too. He got kicked right after winning the Shanghai Major, and apparently it was a rough one because it was 2 days or something before roster lock, and Weeha was forced to join a Misfits team of leftovers that, by the way, ended up coming second at the International. I feel like there's a trend here too,
Yep,
people getting kicked and or left out to dry. But a great performance by him, 12, 2, and 7 there, as you can see on his KDA.
Yeah, and I just love like how they did the lanes, right? Because usually you think about, oh, the 5's going to go bottom, the 4's going to go top. You had the Lesh Earth Spirit bottom, so you had kill potential. You had the Chen up top, so who went early headdress, no boots. So Tidehunter wasn't taking any damage because he always had the Ice Ogre. They just won both side lanes because they laned it perfectly.
And I'm glad we get a chance to really highlight Weeha's play in this, just because, he's a player that has had his moments of brilliance, and then, like, especially with Digital Chaos and what happened afterwards, people may have assumed that, like, oh, that was, like, a one-hit wonder. This sort of mid-players are going to be able to come back into the Tier 1 scene again. But, Blitz, you got a lot of opportunity with him. He can be kind of stubborn in his ideas about Dota, right?
Oh, yeah. He's maybe the most stubborn person I've ever met in my entire life. Like,
he doesn't look stubborn.
No, he is. He is. One time we did a scrim. It was like Misery was like, you got to talk to this boy. Like, I can't handle it right now. So he just leaves the room. And so I come to me. I was like, let's go outside and chat. And I was like, you know what you did was wrong. Here's what he did. He bet a Midas on Quap. He died solo, and then he left the game in the middle of a scrim. We're like, I was like, you know you can't do that, right? I was like, it's not good. And he's like, I know it's not good, but if you tell me it's not good, I'll think it's good. And I was like, what the hell kind of logic is that? And he said, my father's the same way. You see that car right there? It's red. If you tell me it's red, it's blue. 100%. That was the analogy he used. He refuses. If he thinks one way of Dota, he's going to, no matter what, you will not break his logic.
You think it changes now, though, that he's on a team with Kuro?
No.
You really don't think it changes?
He just told me that the car was blue. It was like a red Toyota. Like, you think that this guy cares?
Apparently not.
In reality, doesn't matter. So, so surely somebody else's opinion
he has
about
to
Dota.
he has to come to the conclusion first, is what I learned. You can, like, sort of guide him and trick him in a little bit of a way. Yeah. Like, I just started straight up lying to him. But, like, you can get him there.
Well, it feels like Kuro, you know, he's guided him to the right place, right? He's in the right mindset. He's lucky. He's happy.
I mean, they talked about it, right? He wanted that pure mid player, a player who plays these these broods and these meepos. They just got a pretty much free game because it's Weehaw instead of Matu.
Yeah, and that was only game one. Now, I do think that this is one of the strats that, you know, Secret wanted to try out once, and I don't think they're going to see it again. It's one of the strats that OG has tried a lot, and everybody has tried to theorize, like, what do you do against this IO core? Liquid thought about it, executed its plan of strategy, and, you know, here we go. So I'm thinking Team Secret's going to come with something different for the next game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I also don't think they're going to give Weehaw the opportunity to get that Meepo as well towards the end of the draft. Even if they have an Earthshaker, like the support Earthshaker is going to be good enough. I thought there was a chance they might have actually switched over to Core Shaker just to try and address the Meepo a little bit better, but that wasn't the case. And now Liquid, just one game away from eliminating Secret like they've done so many times in the past.
Time.
I don't know what happened between Puppy and Kuro, but maybe Kuro he's holding still a bit of a grudge.
I think he might be, but we're going to take a short break because the International is full of surprises. We got another one for you. Special announcement coming up.
Long have my celestial brothers beckoned, but I abhor the blind.